me honestly, put the seat back and I got to see prodigy alone. Mama want to suck and to swallow me. Why?
Welcome to the Check-in Report. Today's topic, an update on reaching out to corporate entities and corporations about the remarks that Fat Joe made. Now, if you don't know, Fat Joe has made some deplorable, disgusting remarks about foundational Black Americans. He referred to foundational Black Americans as broke N-words, right? Broke N-words. He referred to them as a racist hate group. Foundational Black Americans are not a monolith. We are not a racist hate group. We are a lineage of people, just like Boricuas, just like Dominicans, just like Cubans, just like any other Caribbean, Jamaicans, Haitians. We are a lineage of people, Fat Joe. But you chose to call us and lump us all together and call us broke, dusty N-words. As a white Hispanic male, you disrespected us. You disrespected our ancestors. You disrespected us as a lineage of people. So you shall be dealt with. And before I get into the emails, before I get into the different places that I reached out to, I implore you guys, to go out there and reach out to these corporations yourself. Don't let me just go out there and do it. Y'all go out there and do it yourselves. Reach out to the emails. Reach out to the social media accounts. Get the phone numbers to the corporations. Listen, all of this stuff is Googleable. Do your Googles, like Fred Joe Starz said. Do your Googles. Go out there and reach out to these corporations. Let them know and allow your voice to be heard. That here you have a white Hispanic man who has made a career off of exploiting Black people, exploiting Black culture, running around using the N-word as a white Hispanic male, disrespecting Black women on concert stages, and referring to foundational Black Americans as broke N-words. Let your voice be heard. Reach out to the customer services, the 1-800 numbers, the emails, the social media accounts. A lot of people forget to reach out to the social media accounts. I had to reach out to the social media accounts myself. Reach out to those entities. So I reached out to a couple of these entities and these corporations. I had to because Joe was talking real spicy about foundational Black Americans. So I reached out to Starz. Now, if you don't know, Starz does a podcast with Fat Joe. I believe the name of the podcast is called Fat Joe Talks, right? Fat Joe Talks. Starz, yeah. Fat Joe Talks Starz. He does a show, a podcast on Starz. So I wanted to reach out to Starz directly. I wanted to let Starz know the individual that they're doing business with, Fat Joe Talks. I wanted to let them know what he's been saying, what he's been doing, and if they don't take our gripes and how we've been feeling serious, that we need to withdraw funding from this place. We need to stop watching. We need to stop watching Power. We need to stop watching all your different shows that you guys are offering. Now remember, foundational Black Americans love Starz. How many shows have we supported from Starz? Whether it be Power Book 2, all of the different shows that Starz has to offer, we've been supporting this brand. If Starz continue to do business with Fat Joe, we need to withdraw our support. We won't be watching any more of your blaxploitation programming. Black people are selling drugs to each other, shooting one another. We won't be watching any more Starz if you don't take a serious consideration into what we're saying and how we're feeling. Because we know all good and well, if Fat Joe talked about another community, I'm not gonna talk bad about that community whatsoever. But we all know if Fat Joe said any type of reckless thing about another community, he would not be on television. He would have got the Kanye treatment. That's a fact. He would have got the Kanye treatment, but we reached out to Starz. Now, let me show you what because this is after I wrote all of these different corporations, letting them know what Fat Joe said about foundational Black American people, and voicing my concern. This is what they wrote though. It says, "Hey, I am Martina from Starz Support to help you. Here to help you. We are always interested in receiving feedback and have passed this on to the appropriate team. Following us on our socials is also a great way to stay up to date with any news regarding our shows and movies. Let us know if we can assist you further, Martina." Salute to Martina. I hope this is not a bot. I hope this was a real person with a soul that will take my gripes into serious consideration. You know, and I hope that this, in good faith, this message does reach the appropriate team. This needs to be sent to the appropriate team. You know, human resources, HR. You know, y'all need to take foundational Black Americans' gripes into serious consideration. You are doing business with Fat Joe. Fat Joe he had racist rhetoric towards foundational Black American people. People who have fought in the world wars. They have contributed to society, tax-paying citizens. Some of them are people that we hold in high revere, like a Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. These are people of prominence in our community. These people make up our doctors, our lawyers, construction workers, policemen, firemen. Fat Joe disrespected a lineage of people. He didn't disrespect the people that watch Tariq Nasheed or the people that watch Lord Jamar. He disrespected ancestors of people. He disrespected hardworking, tax-paying citizens. He disrespected people that put him in the game, that gave him opportunities to be in hip-hop. So I need Martina to reach out to the appropriate team and Starz and allow them to know that they need to withdraw support from Fat Joe. We need Fat Joe show off the Starz. He has racist rhetoric, disrespectful to foundational Black American men and women. He has not apologized. He has not clarified. He has not walked back his statements. Starz, you need to take this into serious consideration, or we will be withdrawing support from your television programming. Now, I also reached out to another organization. Now, this is another organization that does business with Fat Joe. The name of this company is called Rewind It 10. Anybody know who Rewind It 10 is? Rewind It 10 is a beard dye company. Let me just show you guys. It's a beard dye company. I also want to show you guys because I want you guys to look up these things yourself. Don't just have me looking these things up. You take the incentive. You take the incentive as a foundational Black American men or women, and you reach out to these entities. You reach out to the social medias. You reach out to the emails. You head out to the contact centers. You call up the companies, the 1-800 numbers, and you voice your concerns about having a man like Fat Joe represent these entities and these brands. Don't just let me do it. You go out there and do it yourself, right? Each one teach one. Let your voice be heard. Now, Rewind It 10 is a beard dye company that Fat Joe is in business with. Now, I don't know if you guys have been watching, but I've been watching. Every time I make a video in terms of this, this whole issue with Fat Joe, I see about 10 or 12 Rewind It 10 commercials with Fat Joe. He's in CVS. He's knock-kneed. He's walking around CVS knock-kneed with his Etch-a-Sketch beard, talking about how great Rewind It 10 is. He says, why be 42 when you could be 32? Why be 32 when you could be 22? That's what the slob said. But yeah, I need y'all guys to look into Rewind It 10. Rewind It 10 is a business company, a beard dye company that does business with Fat Joe. Now, they wrote me an email as well. They reached out to me, Rewind It 10. This is what they said. They said, Thank you so much for contacting Rewind to 10. This is just a quick note to let you know we have received your message and we will get back to you within 1 to 2 business days. They have not reached back to me. I am still waiting, Rewind to 10. Still waiting. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. And listen, Rewind to 10. When you reach back out to me, reach out back to me with somebody from Human Resources. I want to talk to somebody from Human Resources. Right? Yeah, so Rewind to 10, they said they're going to reach back out to me. They have not reached back out to me. Now, I want everybody who's FBA to take this in consideration. If you are supporting, if you're a man who has to dye his beard, salute to the older brothers who use beard dye. If you are funding this company, you need to withdraw your support. If they are going to continue to do business with Fat Joe, if they are going to continue to run around with Fat Joe, you need to withdraw support from this corporation. You need to withdraw support from this brand. If they're just going to say, you know what, we don't care about a couple of foundational Black Americans being oppressed, being talked down to. We don't care that Fat Joe described foundational Black Americans with racial epithets. We don't care how a bunch of darkies feel about Fat Joe disrespecting them. You need to withdraw support from Rewind at 10. And any other organization or corporation that is doing business with Fat Joe. All right, let's get into White Castles. Now, this was probably the most interesting exchange I had between a corporation and me. I reached out to White Castles on Instagram. I had a hard time trying to find an email. Or, they do have a call center. Now, you can call, White Castle's call center. I urge you guys to call the call centers. Call the call centers. Call up to White Castles directly. No. I'm not calling to talk about, the food. I'm not calling to talk about how, one of your restaurants didn't give me a fry. I asked for a fry. They didn't give me a fry. I'm not calling about that. I'm here to call about Fat Joe. You guys are doing business with Fat Joe. We need to talk to you about doing business with Fat Joe. We need to voice our concerns. We come here. We patronize White Castles. We buy your burgers. We buy your fries. We buy your sliders. We get the mozzarella sticks. We come here all the time. If you're going to continue to do business with Fat Joe, we need to withdraw our dollars. Right? Now, this is the exchange I had with White Castles regarding Fat Joe. So I reached out to them and I said, this is what I said. I said, how do I get in contact with headquarters? Because people like me, I'm trying to go above and beyond. I don't want to talk to no pencil pusher. I don't want to talk to whoever they got on fries on Monday. I want to talk to somebody that's in charge. I want to talk to the boss. Or even if it's not the boss, let me talk to somebody that could at least get my message through to the boss. Let me talk to somebody important. Let me talk to somebody that can at least I can voice my concern. Now, this is what they said. Hi there. How can we help you? And I told them, hey, I wanted to know, how do I get in contact with headquarters? So they said, can you please share some details on what you'd like to speak with someone about? This is what I wrote to them. Let's take a gander at what I wrote to them. I am looking to reach out because of the business celebrity rapper Fat Joe has with White Castle. He has made some racist, anti-black rhetoric online and also in the past. The celebrity rapper is receiving backlash for his comments about FBA, Foundational Black Americans, calling them broke N-words. I don't believe anti-Semitism nor discrimination towards Black Americans is something White Castle supports or represents. Continue. It's very important that White Castle take the hateful rhetoric Fat Joe has been using into consideration while doing further business. Right? That's what I wrote to these people. That's what I wrote to them. So they wrote me back. They wrote me back around 9 in the morning. This is all yesterday. They say, "Good morning. Appreciate the details. We do not have an ongoing partnership with Fat Joe." Here's where it gets tricky, right? This is what I showed them. You've been doing business with Fat Joe. They had a whole merch campaign with this dude, with this slob, Fat Joe. Look. Fat Joe and White Castles has teamed up for a Night Castles merch. They're doing business with Fat Joe. You're doing, and look, this is as recent as last year. White Castle teams up with Fat Joe for new merch. Look at this. October 9th, 2023. This was only about 10 months ago. White Castle teams up with Fat Joe for new merch. You're doing business with Fat Joe. And listen, White Castle, if you're no longer doing business with Fat Joe, that's fine and dandy. You know, we'll just wipe the slate clean and we're good. We're good with your White Castles if you're no longer doing business with Fat Joe. But we need you to take into strong consideration with doing further business with Fat Joe. All right, if you're gonna do further business with Fat Joe, we need to know. Because if you're doing further business with Fat Joe, we ain't coming to your restaurants no more. We ain't buying your burgers, your fries. We're going to patronize another restaurant. We're going to patronize another a fast food restaurant. We're not going to be going to White Castles anymore if you're going to do further business with Fat Joe. But they are doing merch. White Castle teams up with Fat Joe for new merch. Not only were they doing merch with Fat Joe, let me show y'all this. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Because they told me, oh, we're not doing any business with Fat Joe. We're not doing any business. Now, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Not only did they do it, they had a campaign. Look at this. White Castle teams up with hip-hop star and slider lover Fat Joe to usher in Joe Uweri and introduce a new spicy slider. Look at the dates. Look at the date. That's January 5th, 2022. So you guys did business with him in 2023. You guys did business with him in 2022. You guys have been doing business for at least 2 years. Now, I don't know. Maybe you guys gave him some stock in White Castles. Maybe you guys, I don't know. Maybe you guys I don't know what you guys got going on with Fat Joe, but you've been doing business with Fat Joe. So to say that you have no ongoing business with Fat Joe, that seems a little disingenuous to me. And listen, if they're not doing current business with Fat Joe, that's all fine and dandy. If they're not doing current business with Fat Joe, that's all fine and dandy, right? I need for White Castles to take into strong consideration to not do further business with Fat Joe. We don't want you doing further business with Fat Joe, all right? Because if you're going to continue to do further business with Fat Joe, we won't be patronizing you anymore. We won't be going to your company. We won't be, dining there anymore. If you're going to be doing further business with this dude, we're not going to patronize your company. We're not going to be going in there. Now, this is what I told them. Thank you. Actually, I told them, hold on, give me 1 second. Thank you for reaching back to me regarding this matter. I was made aware of White Castle's doing merch with Fat Joe. Also, a campaign with Fat Joe. And that was what I just showed y'all, the slider. So they had merch and they did a slider with Joe. All we ask of White Castle to do as a respected brand and corporation to not do further business with Fat Joe until he issues an apology to the communities affected by his words. Thank you for your time. That's what I sent to White Castles. Right? Now, I reached out to all of these different corporations and these entities. I need you guys to continue to put the foot on the gas, continue to reach out to the call centers, continue to reach out to to all these different entities, the Starz, and don't just go for the small fishes. You know, Starz is owned by Lionsgate. Reach out to Lionsgate. I reached out to some people at BET, right? I reached out to some people at BET. I got some emails from BET. Reach out to the people at BET, but BET is owned by Paramount. Reach out to Paramount. But let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know what you guys think of this story. We are going to continue to put the pressure on Fat Joe, on the people that are supporting him. If you're a corporate entity, if you're a corporation, if you're a company, if you're doing business with Fat Joe, foundational Black Americans will not be patronizing you. So whether you're Rewinded 10, whether you're Starz, whether you're BET, whether you're Dunkin' Donuts, whoever you are, I am going to let foundational Black Americans know that you are doing business with Fat Joe, a person who has disrespected foundational Black Americans, who has not apologized. And I want to let y'all know, if he said this about another community, and again, I'm not going to go in on that community, because that community has respect, that community has, and they deserve it, right? But if he said something about that other community, he would not be having these endorsements. He would not be having. I wouldn't have to send out all these emails. I wouldn't have to send out all these emails. He would have got the Kanye treatment if he said something about that community. Let's just keep it a buck here. If he said something about that community, listen, he'll be digging in the garbage can right now. But let me know what you guys think of this video. This is the check-in report. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in another video. We are out. We out, y'all.
Repping the road, foreign got it on my name and they toes. These studies announce me honestly.